All right, I'm going to interview Ry Cullen. How do you say that?
Sizer.
Sizer. Okay, Ry Cullen. So maybe we can discuss this on World Socionics Society and discuss your type. So,
Sure.
are you ready for the first questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what? Okay, what do you do all day?
I basically play computer games. I occasionally make stuff with Legos,
What? The,
and I pet cats. I'm on Facebook.
on Facebook? Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I watch YouTube videos, listen to books on tape. I swim.
Okay. How often do you swim?
I swim an hour. I swim every day for the most part,
Hmm?
around two hours or so. 15 lap average.
Okay. Did you say 2 hours
Around 2 hours.
every day?
I don't really calculate the time, but I think it's around
Okay. All right. So you like being physically active?
2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, and then you like to surf the web and hang out on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you usually schedule your time?
Sometimes I do schedule my time, but I'm not sure how well it works out.
So when you do, what does that look like?
When I do, it's kind of like this interview where it didn't go as planned. Obvious. Do you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I'm trying to mute my microphone. That way, when I type,
Oh.
it doesn't
Some
interfere with your.
Sometimes it does go as planned, as if I need to go with school or something. Do you still hear me?
Yeah. So what do you mean? So like on a school day that you do actually plan your time, how do you do that?
How do we do it?
Yeah.
I schedule the stuff that's long term first and get it out of the way, and so then I can focus on the other tasks that are less long term.
Mm-hmm. You cut out just a little bit. What I heard was that you like to focus on your
I,
immediate.
I I focus on the immediate tasks first, then I go to the long term ones, or actually I go to the long term. I get the long term ones over with, so I can go back to my immediate tasks.
All right. So you do think about long term tasks.
Yeah, but it's not as natural as like an ILI does. It's kind of something I need to think about.
Hmm. Okay. So all right. So would you say that overall, doing any sort of planning, like for your day to day or long term, would you say that's important to you?
I would say day to day, and long term I do plan, but depends on what you mean. Like long term, do you mean like set deadlines or something?
Oh yeah, sure. Or just like in general, where
Like
like
10 years from the future,
yeah,
15, 20.
yeah.
I do think about that stuff occasionally. Deadlines, I do plan out on deadlines. I try to get everything prepared for long term.
Okay,
I I do think about it, but it's much more about getting prepared than planning for it.
okay. So do you put those plans into action?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Hmm. Okay. So you're about to go into the 10th grade, right?
Yes, I am.
How do you do in school right now?
I do pretty well, except for math, which
You
which
don't
I'm
like math very much, huh?
yep, which I'm going to retake the regents. I'm going to retake the regents since I failed by 1 point. So I'm trying to get that 1 point back.
Okay. So it's important to you to actually complete that.
Yeah.
All right. Have you planned on whether you're going to go to college afterwards?
Yes, I am going to go to college.
What are you going to do?
Probably going to do political science, environmental science, or economics.
Okay. What do you like that?
since environmental science, I do like the environment. I do like how how we are influenced by the natural environment. Political science, I do like studying trends in history, and I do like and for economics, I also do the same thing with economics for the same reason as political science. I do like studying trends.
Okay. All right. So all of those things. So have you actually done any of those things, like looked into it or anything like that? Like, do you ever like study that, like when you're at home, not really doing anything?
Yeah, but it's not really about the trends themselves. It's more about the facts. I do like crunching down data.
What kind of data?
I do like to do a lot of research on lots of topics, including that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So pick once. Do you take like three subjects and then try to see how they kind of come together?
Yep. No, I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
Since
Um, Go ahead.
I'm pretty bad at non-literal stuff, but I'm not sure if that has to do with anything. But I think I'm pretty bad at making connections with certain things.
Okay. So when you're focusing on one topic, it's specifically for your interest in that topic.
Yes.
What does it mean whenever you crunch numbers in, like, say, what's an example of you crunching numbers in one topic?
I don't really necessarily crunch numbers. I just like to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, okay. So lots of different stuff about the subject.
Yeah, I kind of like to become an expert on it.
Like what? What's the
And
most recent thing that you feel like you have gotten some sufficient knowledge out of?
I would say around economics. Until I learned everything, then I probably become bored of it. But
Hmm.
I learned everything about it.
Okay. How would you apply this to your life, or say life in general? Like, how do
Because
you
what
how
keep
do you
saying
feel? How do you feel that it like applies to people? What you've learned there?
do you mean about economics?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think economics can be very important about studying the economy so it cannot happen again. So it can take preventative measures.
All right. So, what's the last book that you read?
Last book that I read. Um, not. Do you mean fiction or nonfiction?
Either one.
Does it count if it's listened on tape?
Yeah, sure.
I would say Crash. I listen to that one a lot. I kind of have trouble with tracking and a bit of dyslexia, so I prefer to listen to books on tape. And sometimes I read them while I'm listening on tape, which kind of helps.
That's interesting. So, what is the last audiobook that you became, or the audiobook that you became interested in?
Last one.
Or what? Say when are you listening to one right now?
I was gonna listen to one about called the Rosie Effect, which is about some autistic guy. It's about some guy with Asperger's, and it's basically an Asperger's romance novel. Even though I hate romance novels in general, but this one's kind of unique since this one is about an Asperger's guy,
All right.
which I kind of relate since I do have mild Asperger's.
All right. Yeah. So you do like fiction then?
I do like fiction. Also do like nonfiction, but I read most of that stuff online and listen to it. The one that's my favorite right now is Bill Bryson. I think Theory of Everything or something. Let me get it and see if it's called Bill Bryson a short history of nearly everything. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Okay. That is actually an interesting book. So,
And I read one about FDR recently, about FDR's education.
what did you learn about that?
That apparently he was actually not. He was actually. not that great a person. A lot of people thought he was actually quite dumb in school,
Mm-hmm.
or he was kind of a he was kind of a good person, but he was not as perfect as people said he was. Apparently,
So, do you how much time do you really spend thinking about the character of other people?
I would say quite a lot. Well,
Yeah, in what ways?
in what ways? If they're a good person or a bad person.
What characteristics make somebody a good person?
Characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
If they do good things, and if they are if they are earnest, if they have in personal integrity,
Okay.
and if they're genuine or something.
All right. So, it seems like you make those judgments yourself, and you. How confident are you in those judgments?
I'm I would say I'm pretty in comp. People say I'm good at it, but I'm not sure how good I am at it.
Would you say that you're? Would you say that you're like considered judgmental or no?
Yeah, a lot of people say I'm self-righteous with my judgments, and that I'm too black and white with morals.
All right. All right. So, how much time do you spend thinking about that? Like, do you judge the character of everybody that you know? Is it important to you?
Not that everyone I know, but it is important of me,
Okay.
of to me. Sorry,
Okay. So, how often do you have conflict?
conflict. I
Mm-hmm.
try to avoid conflict when I can. I don't purposely seek out conflict like some people do.
Hmm. All right. What is it about conflict that you dislike?
The emotional expression of it, when people get loud, I dislike that. Can't really handle when people get loud and scream and
Yeah.
express negative emotions towards me, or express negative or positive emotions is better. But I'm not very good at emotional stuff.
Is that because you don't understand it, or you understand it and you don't care?
That I don't really understand it.
Yeah. So, does it make you uncomfortable?
Yep, especially people who try to make me try to feel a certain way towards something, or they try to expect me to feel a certain way.
Okay.
It so that they're yelling at me just so I'd react certain way. That kind of annoys me.
Yeah, that can be annoying. So,
Kind
what
of
is?
what are you gonna say?
No, go ahead and continue
That's
that.
kind of what I think. That's kind of what FE DOMs do. That's why I can't really stand them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just think that's what the what's it called again? It was the beta FE DOM, which FENI.
Right. Okay. The EIE, the ENFJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have a conflict with a person of this type recently?
Probably. I think so.
Well, you don't remember.
I don't remember, and I don't remember what it was of.
Do you remember any recent conflict or any conflict at all that you've been in?
I've not been in a conflict recently. That's be-
Mm-hmm.
that's because I don't interact with a lot of people.
um, how many friends do you have?
I have quite a few friends. They're kind of scattered.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have any sort of group. Uh, and I basically go to my friends when I want to. I'm not permanent friends with anyone. Or sometimes I am very personal friends with people, but I'm not very good at maintaining relationships
Do
in
you
general.
expect friends to be long-term friends, or do you not really care? Like, what is even actually?
I expect friends to be long-term friends. Sorry, sorry, I say a lot of unrelated things at the same time.
Oh no, no, don't worry about it.
But I do expect friends to be long-term. But I'm not always with them. I come to them when I need to. I come to a certain,
Okay.
and it's kind of situational when I come to them. But they are still my long-term friend.
What is it that they do that makes them your friends?
What is that they do that make loyal people
They're
and people
loyal.
with integrity. Yeah.
So basically, you can trust them.
Yeah, basically I can trust them.
Okay. Do you have friends that you can't really trust?
Yeah, I have one with that as APSD. That's kind of a psychopath. I won't name names here because I don't want him to kill. I don't want him to find this and murder me.
Yeah, okay, don't name names. But okay, so
Yeah,
you have a friend that you don't necessarily trust, but you maintain this friendship anyway.
yeah, because he's kind of a psychopath, or he's an actual self-diagnosed. He's an actual psychopath that was diagnosed by a psychologist.
All right, so this makes you nervous then.
Yes, I think
Okay.
he's an SLE or an LSI.
Okay. So why do you still hang out with this person because you're afraid of them, or do you actually
No,
enjoy your time with
I
them?
actually enjoy my time since he knows a lot of knowledgeable topics.
Oh,
I
okay.
enjoy.
So you enjoy talking to this person.
I enjoy talking to him, but I probably won't trust him.
Okay. All right, so you have different friends for different reasons.
Yeah.
Can you describe a conflict that you have been in and how you react in that situation?
Conflict that I've been in. Hmm. I have I have been in a conflict with my I do sometimes conflict with my mother. I think she's an EIE or an IEI. None EIE. I meant an EII. And she conflicts. I think it was something about social etiquette, since I'm really not good at social etiquette, and she kind of pesters me about it, and I don't like that.
Okay. So you don't like it when people nitpick you about your behaviors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or she's not nitpick me that much.
All right, okay. But every once in a while it does get on your nerves, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And sometimes she does. When she does, it does get on my nerves.
Okay. So, what type of nitpicking is it specifically? Can you give like a specific example of what that would look like?
Like talking about certain topics. Like when I made some joke about these are ways to. She's talking about ways to help the environment, and I suggested finding a way to assassinate the Koch brothers.
All right.
And she thought that was kind of rude.
Okay, so she's trying to give you some moral fortitude that you feel like you don't actually need,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
And there's some stuff about social etiquette also, but that stuff is yeah.
Okay.
That's
All
when I
right.
say the wrong thing and stuff, but that doesn't happen often since she understands about that I'm autistic and stuff.
Okay, that's good.
I try to resist it if I can.
Try to resist having conflict with your mother.
Yeah, I try to resist having conflict with people
Oh,
in
okay.
general
Why is that?
because I think it's kind of useless and it's kind of a waste of time. Not because I can't really handle it. Not really because I can't really handle the force aspect. I can be forceful if I want, but I don't see a real point in it.
Okay. How good are you at being forceful? That do you consider yourself you obviously don't consider yourself a very forceful person because you don't feel the need to
Yeah,
apply.
yeah, but I'm not a very aggressive person.
Okay.
I
What
can be
situations would you actually apply force in?
if they make me very mad, if they make me very agitated.
All right. So it's not necessarily that you have a lot of control over it, but it's that you see it as a self-defense mechanism that's
Yeah.
necessary.
Yep. And if they attack my friends or something, or if they do something that's immoral.
All right. So moral issues make you want to protect your friends.
Yes.
All right. Um, is there a situation that you can retell for me of a time that you did get upset and had to protect your friends or something?
Or how to protect my friends. I could see one to protect myself, but I don't really have much conflicts I don't really have to protect my friends that much. I don't have conflicts at school.
That's good.
So I do have one where I did say I did say some rude things, and that I think my father got pissed off at me since it was at one of his best friend's funeral or something, or it was after his funeral, after his best friend's funeral. I did say that it was kind of pointless. 'Cause- well,
You,
that was kind of my fault though.
all
Since
right.
since I should have known better that it would should have known I should have known his personal sensitivities better.
Yes. So do you have a hard time telling normative sensitivities when it comes to emotions and stuff like that?
I can detect people's personal sensitivities mediocrely, or I can see it somewhat. I'm not always very good at it. It's kind of a mediocre thing.
Okay.
If that
But
makes any sense. If what I'm saying makes any sense.
well, yeah, it sounds like it's a conscious process for you, or
Yeah.
that you are actually thinking about it, but maybe not
Yep.
now. Like you think about it after it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, all right. So all right. So these are more okay. So do you like theory? So these aren't going to be any really real social questions now.
Oh, theory. Um, if I like theory if it's proven, if there's actual evidence to prove it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not a big fan of theory.
All right.
Unlike my
So
LII brother, who likes theory a lot, and we can clash on TE and TI issues a bit.
so you're quite certain that you only like ideas for the purpose of using them as real
Yes,
world application, basically.
yeah, which is TE, I think.
Yeah, it is. So how long have you been into socionics right now so far?
I've been in for a while. It was kind of hard for me at first to get into it, since Wikisocion kind of had walls of text, and the actual theory is kind of hard to understand, since a lot of stuff is walls of text and it's not very clear. It's not very clear cut. But I do like talking about socionics.
Mm-hmm.
I was into it since late 2013 when I saw a couple EJR&D videos on it, and I thought it was cool.
He's a funny guy. Um, all right. So did you start out in MBTI or did you start out mostly in socionics?
I started on MBTI. I took some tests. I got INTJ, but everyone gets that. I took it a couple times, got INTJ, apparently, and then I watched some of EJR&D's videos. I was INTJ for a long time, and then I recently retook the test, got ISTJ. And
Okay.
that was mostly because I didn't know what.
You typed yourself.
Yep, mostly because I didn't know what NI was in general.
Okay.
NI is very confusing.
What is NITU?
And I thought it was like seeing the future and stuff. Like you're going down a dark path.
All right. Which isn't true, huh?
Yeah,
Um,
somewhat true though about the future stuff, but it's not
eh,
as it's not as delusional as people say it is.
yeah, it's not very much like that at all, but
That's what Ichaundi described it. He's not very accurate though.
I think most of the stuff he says is actually is actually him just kind of trolling people. I don't know. Well, I don't know. So, one more social question. What do you think about social status?
I'm really indifferent to social status.
Okay.
I'm really indifferent to having power in general. I think people with it are kind of silly, or not silly. I think it's kind of stupid to go after social hierarchy, try to climb
Okay.
it.
All right. So basically, it's kind of just irrelevant to you.
Yeah,
Okay. So, how organized are you?
I'd like to think I'm pretty organized, but mm, I've not had anyone judge me on my organization. But I'd like to think I'm pretty organized.
Okay.
I would say in general I'm pretty organized with my shit.
So, do you spend a lot of time organizing and being active productively?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can spend my time organizing my room and stuff to make it look nicer for myself, not for anyone else.
Okay, so it's about it looking nice and not really, it's more about it being comfortable.
More, yeah.
So, do you have any things that you're nitpicky about when it comes to making things comfortable or look nice?
Yeah. I can be picky about certain things, but there are certain, like for example, I am very nitpicky about where to put certain things,
Why is that?
since I would want it to be convenient and nice, so I could use it when I wanted to, or so I can use a certain object when I want to.
Okay, so it's in that place.
So it's about practicality and making it look nice.
Okay. All right. So being organized is not really a struggle for you. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, are you picky about other like sensory things?
Yep. I cannot work in loud rooms. I do not like bright lights. And
Okay.
apparently I would not eat anything if it has chocolate on it.
All
I don't
right.
like chocolate and pizza.
It's really random. Okay. All right. I think that answers that question. Um, all right. I don't know. I don't think I have actually any other questions to ask for this.
Um,
Um, we
you
should.
what?
How about you were saying that used to have some conflict with an EIE, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What was that about?
That about? I think it was about she was trying. I think he was trying to make me react a certain way to something, which I didn't like.
You don't remember the situation?
Maybe I do actually. Yeah,
Well, you don't have to tell it if it's a little bit too personal.
it's not too personal. He was trying to make me react to this certain I think it was this certain play or something. Not a play. It was this certain situation he was making me trying to react to in a certain way, and I didn't and I did not feel comfortable reacting of him trying to make me react, trying to make me feel a certain emotion.
How did you know that he was trying to make you feel that way?
Since he kept insisting on it, I'm not sure actually why. I'm not sure if he actually was trying to make me react to it, but maybe it was. I couldn't really read them. I'm not.
So basically, he just felt pushy, and it was really annoying to you.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
bad with pushy people.
Yeah. So is that a trait in other people that bothers you a lot?
It can bother me somewhat, but yes.
In general, that's a thing that. Um.
Do you have a pretty good idea what my type is, or?
No, I don't.
Yep,
No,
I'm.
I'm gonna watch this later and write some stuff down.
Yep.
Um, I'm actually thinking that you're an extrovert first of all because you seem pretty talkative. Um,
I can be talkative. In school, I can be. People call
yeah.
me. Can call me a know-it-all. Do you mean
So why?
because I do raise my hand a lot in class, and I do speak a lot in class, but I'm not that social overall in general.
So you're extroverted. You're just not very social.
Yep, I can be extroverted if I want to, and in class, pretty much the only place I'm extroverted.
Okay. You spend. Do you spend most of your day being active?
Most of my day being active. Not really. I spend most of my day in this cave.
Mm-hmm.
Much.
Okay. So no, you're not that active. I mean,
I
do
I
you?
do I do like swimming. I do like some sports like hiking.
Okay. Do you switch back and forth from your activities? Can you do the same thing for a really long period of time?
Yep, I do the same thing for a really long period of time. I'm not a big fan of multitasking.
What is the one thing? What is one thing that you would do for like? What is a long period of time?
A long period of time, maybe like a couple hours or so, or a day.
Okay.
I'd probably not do something for a day, complete. I'd probably not do something for 24 hours, but
Okay. What is one thing you would do for 2 hours?
I'd make a mock out of. I'd make some Lego thing or some Lego mock.
That is an extroverted thing, mostly, I think.
What?
Manipulating your environment is an extroverted thing.
Hmm.
But, obviously all types do that. But so, what is a mock? What is that? I'm curious.
That's basically a thing that's made out of. It's kind of like Legos, but it's compatible with Legos. Basically, it's much more mechanical though. Much more
Hmm.
mechanical thing.
Oh, okay. Does it have like bolts or something like that?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
So, you would do that for a long period of time.
Yep.
What do you like about it?
Do like the do like building it, and I do like making it my design. I do like that I have to use certain limitations with pieces to make it work. To make
Hmm.
to make all the mechanical things work, or to make everything work in the mock.
Is it a hard thing to build, or is it something that you think is not very hard? Does it take like a lot of time, like over time?
It depends on the mock and depends on how much pieces I have.
Okay.
Most part takes around 2 hours or so.
Okay. That's not very long, huh? What's another thing that you would spend a lot of time doing? You said you like to be on Facebook a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's probably just because I made it a month ago, 2 months ago.
Oh, okay. Um, is there anything that you consider an important aspect to what makes you different from other people
For an aspect,
of your personality or character?
my character that I am. Hmm. I'm very not mechanical, but I am. People say I'm creative. I don't necessarily think that, but what part of? Can you ask the question again? I'm trying to think. I'm
Uh,
not very special. Actually, I'm not very special at all.
yeah,
I'm really,
yeah, it's okay. I had a hard time with that question too.
yeah.
Um, all right, so
Is that all the questions?
yeah, it pretty much is. Um,
Do you want me to explain anything else?
is there anything that we've talked about that you think that you could expound upon?
Hmm. Maybe there was a couple things.
Hmm. If not, don't worry about it.
Yep.
What do you spend most of your time doing?
Spent in this cave basically
Yeah, but what are you doing when you're there?
on the internet.
Okay. Do you play video games?
Yeah, I play computer games. Actually, yes, I do play computer games a lot. I do like computer games.
Which
Most
ones?
I like Deus Ex Human Revolution, but I like them mostly if they have good art direction. Because I admire good art direction in games.
I don't even know what that is.
That's basically the environments they create and stuff, and
Okay.
basically everything that it's not the graphics. It's basically what you do with the graphics and the aesthetics, basically.
Okay. So I don't think we've gotten really into the aesthetic. Would you say so? Would you say that you are particularly involved with your physical surroundings?
I'm aware. I'm quite aware of my physical surroundings.
Are you are you involved with them? Like, is it like say your sensory experiences? Is it something that you think about a lot?
Yep, but I'm not sure how you really describe this physical experiences
Like,
in most books or in most novels. I'm not sure how to describe it. They describe it as very,
well, like
very.
take the example about how I asked you if there's specific foods that you do not like,
I do
and
not like chocolate or pizza.
okay, and that's really specific and also kind of random. Um, so, well, what are the things that you do actually like to eat a lot? What are some of your favorite foods?
I do like garlic nuts. I do like celery and carrots. Um,
Okay,
Carrots, celery, and cucumbers are the only vegetables I like. I do like hamburgers. That
okay, hamburgers are pretty delicious. It's pretty American. Just kidding.
you're right about that though.
All right.
About them being American, not delicious. Actually, they are delicious.
Hamburgers are delicious.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to be mean to any of the
Vegetarians.
yeah. But okay, so food, like clothing, stuff like that, or say like your physical environment that you find pleasant. Are there things that have to do with those types of things that you
There are things
focus
that.
on a lot?
Yep. I do like darker environments for some reason. I do like being in the dark for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Is this because
Because I'm bad. Maybe because I don't like bright lights or bright.
okay? That's understandable. So you get overstimulated. I think that might have more to do with
I thought that was an SI thing, getting overstimulated quite quickly.
yeah. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, but
I thought
so
what were you gonna say? I thought
ha,
S. What?
go
What were you
ahead.
gonna say? Sorry.
Well, the
Thought
environment is SI, but it's also SE. It's a sensory thing.
SC is basically like the objective physical environment. Like that is there, and SI is subjective.
Yeah. Yeah. SI is really about how you're really experiencing your environment. So, what does that mean to you? Do you know what that means?
Am I experiencing my environment?
Your physical, like not necessarily just physical, but stimulus. How do you feel about how much do you think about how pleasant your physical environment is to you?
Mm, Depends on the physical environment, but I will change something in the physical environment that I don't like. I would probably just change it if I could.
Do you think about it that much?
I think about it because sometimes I need the physical environment to work. If I want to get stuff done, I try to make my physical environment so I could work better.
Yeah. What is work?
So I so like try to close out the noise or something.
Okay, so that's about efficiency.
Yeah.
Do you ever focus on your physical environment for the sake of just enjoying it?
Yep. With art direction in games, I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes in games, I'll just stare at the environments and just yep.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you like art, or
Yeah, I love
do you
art.
paint? Do you draw?
I don't draw. I make mocks, which is kind of art. I do love. I'm not really an artist, but I do admire art. I do like going to a lot of theater. Not.
Okay.
I do like going to a lot of theater and the arts as well. But art is something I'd really admire.
What kind of art do you like?
I like the ones that are kind of have a lot of sensory stimuli, and I'm pretty diverse with my art in general. But the ones that are have very good sensory stimuli, and
What does that mean to you?
it,
Um, what do you mean, like bright colors, or do you mean like it
I
works?
I don't like bright colors, but yeah, that it works in general. That it works with the whole with the whole tone of the thing.
Okay.
Not really, or that it would work in the story. Never mind.
It's okay.
But that it looks, but that it would work. And
So it seems as though you don't actually know what I'm talking about when I ask you about SI stuff.
yeah,
All right. So
that's the SI is basically comfort and something like that.
yeah, it is something like that. It's really just about being aware of your physical environment. Um, well, Joy can explain it really well. She'll explain it to you. But I think I don't really think that I have any more questions.
Mm,
So, oh yeah, do you like sports? Here's one.
no,
No.
I
Okay.
do not like sports because it's kind. I do not like the loudness of it or the pressure of sports. I'm not very good at it since of sensory integration disorder. Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I have a slight idea of what it means,
Yeah.
but not a very good idea of what it means.
Kind of means that your brain tells a message to your body, but your body reacts like a second later or something, or later than it was supposed to react.
Oh, okay.
Mine's really bad. That's why I use this computer for mostly school,
All right.
and that's why I don't like being timed, or that's one of the reasons.
So you like
Because
swimming, though, right?
yep,
That's kind of a sport.
I'm not on a swim team though. I just swim laps for recreation.
Okay. Um, I do believe that I've asked you all these questions, but I'm going to look one more time and see if there are any that I have not.
Mm.
Um, 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 you answered that you sometimes have a schedule and sometimes you don't, and that it generally works out when you schedule your time.
Yep. If I'm scheduling something I need to do, it works out. But if I'm trying to do it for fun, it would probably not work out. But if it's something I need to do for school or any of that, or that I need to do for a grade,
So, are you generally on time with everything that you need to do? Do you understand your deadlines generally?
Yep, I understand my deadline. So timing, I'm not very good at is timing it in the moment. Like, do this in 25 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like if you have pressure to move really quick with what you're trying to accomplish, then it's
Yep.
too much pressure and you don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, I think that it might be weak NI, or it might be weak SE.
I'm not sure. I don't actually think that it's weak in either one of those. Actually, yeah, I think it sounds more like SE, but at the same time, it kind of actually just depends on like why and them not not doing well when you're under pressure for like short periods of time might not have anything to do with socionics.
Oh,
Yeah, it might have more to do with like autism or something like that. But if it ties in with,
it probably has to do with sensory integration.
yeah, something like that, if it ties in with other things, like your other answers, then it could possibly
Yep.
could be about NI or SE, but I'm not exactly sure that it is at this point.
Yep.
So, so you did say that you don't actually schedule your time, right?
I don't actively schedule it.
No.
Sometimes,
Okay. Go
sometimes,
ahead.
sometimes I
Sorry.
like to schedule my time, but a lot of the times I just do what I want,
Right. Um, do
which
you
which
do you
is
do?
unlike most autistic people, which are extremely rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So you're saying you're not very rigid?
not very rigid. Technically, I'm not on the autistic spectrum anymore, but I'm still not. I'm still far from neurotypical. It's
Uh,
or I'm very. If I am, I'm very, very, very slightly.
ah. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't become frustrated when you have plans that are changed.
Yes.
Okay, would you say that you're very uh, prepared? Like, do you prepare in advance and stuff?
Yep. I prepare in advance, but I don't really plan ahead. Some
Okay.
sometimes I do plan ahead, but it's mainly just preparation.
What do you mean by preparation? What kind of things do you do for preparation?
I mean, like I get the stuff I need to prepare for like, a certain event.
Kind of an event. When's the last time you actually had to worry about something like that?
I think it was my finals. I study a lot.
You study a lot. Okay. So you prepared for your final in advance. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of didn't really like do these questions from the top to the bottom, so I think that I got them all.
Mm.
So
Sorry, my answers are pretty terrible.
no, it's not bad. You're doing good. You're answering the questions the way that I'm asking them mostly. So this is basically it. You don't really relate to a group, right? You
Yes.
really don't like aggression and violence in general, right?
Yep.
You don't really like people being pushy with you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You spend a lot of. What was that?
I can handle it better than my LII brother.
Mm-hmm.
Since he is SE polar and he does not react to competition well. Even though he is a football player, ironically. And so, what do
Are
you,
there
what were you gonna say?
are there situations where you've applied you've had to use force to apply yourself and been okay at it?
Yep. Sometimes he can get bothered by my force is stronger than his.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he can get sometimes I can use force on him and he doesn't like it.
How do you use force on him?
Or maybe it's against actually I don't know. Sometimes it is just to troll him.
So basically, you're just messing with him because you
Yeah.
know that he's SE polar.
Yeah.
Did you do this before Socionics?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So you do kind of like get pushy with him just to mess with him, but
Yeah. I don't necessarily like to do that though.
do
Sometimes
you
what?
do you think that conflict is necessary sometimes?
I don't do it for the sake of conflict, but sometimes it is necessary.
What
But
in what situations? Like you said earlier, how you like if you have to take up for yourself or other people,
like,
right?
let's say if you have to stick up for someone who is being hurt or something, then you have to use conflict or something, or you need to intervene.
Right. What if it's just like a friend and they're just kind of like talking in your face and stuff like that and being really rude to you?
Sometimes I might use conflict to get them out
Okay.
of my face.
Like, would that make you really angry in the moment?
Yeah, even though I do like people doing most of the talking for me,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not very good at so I'm not very good at social interaction.
Okay. Is that because you're focused on the other things?
Yeah,
Or what kind of other things?
kind of other things. Mainly the logic I'm going at or something, or what I'm trying to say. Not what I'm trying to say. Sorry, about maybe because my I'm focused on the factual information. Also,
Right.
actually, none of this makes sense. Sorry.
No, it's making plenty of sense. It's within theory. It's fine. Um, so anyway, we've got that you do have a wide circle of friends, right?
Yep, but
Yeah.
it's don't have a friend group. It's pretty small for the most part. Yep, but I
Um,
generally agree.
okay, it's pretty small. Like your inner circle of friends is pretty small.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
and
it's more about individual friends rather than a group. I do not relate to group image.
right. Okay, so I mean, obviously you're in the TE quadra. You're not in the FE quadra.
Yes.
Um, you're in the TEFI quadra.
Yep. Gamma or delta, but gamma probably doesn't make much sense for me.
I would say that you're most definitely an extrovert and not an introvert, because even when you are doing introvert things, you're still kind of interacting with your environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mock thing that you were talking about, that's a logical, it's kind of like a logical extrovert
Oh.
activity.
So
Um,
get explain.
no, go ahead.
So you think I'm either LSC or ILE?
LIE, it wouldn't be ILE because that's the NE lead type.
Not ILE, I meant LIE, sorry.
Yeah, yes. So I'm sure if somebody showed me an argument for I would probably believe it, but you don't seem to have very much focus on your sensory experience. That's pretty much Delta is about ideas. It's not about ideas. It's about concepts and possibilities and stuff. And it's about their sensory experiences.
It's about possibilities with relationships
Yeah.
and basically precision with the sensory experience or something.
Yes. So in a sense, it's partially about relaxation and enjoyment of your immediate physical surroundings. Um,
Yeah.
in some ways, it goes much deeper than that. But say the SLI, he's an SI leading type. This person is primarily focused almost constantly on the way the world feels and looks and stuff like that, and how that is impressing um, upon them.
Okay.
So like say like if you go outside and you look up and you look at the trees and the trees are all waving and stuff like that. The wind's going through and you're looking at the green and the sky behind it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's an introverted sensing experience, and that that can be applied to any living situation or any everyday situation. But that's the main focus of the SLI.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I was saying, you don't seem to have much SI at all, really.
I thought I did. I thought that.
Well, if you think you do, explain how you do, because I didn't. I tried asking you questions about the SI, and I kept getting answers about TE.
Oh,
So,
I thought maybe I don't really know what SI is. Maybe I just learned about it.
well, maybe you do, and I'm wrong. So, what do you think about it?
What
How,
do I think about it?
what ways would you consider yourself being very physically present and very interested in your
I do
pleasant
find
experiences?
I do find nature calming. I do like going on hikes for the beauty of the natural environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do like swimming and laps since I find it calming a bit.
Okay. Is that about the way the water feels, or is that about exerting your energy?
About both, really.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
So what were you gonna say about?
what, like typing you?
Yeah.
Um, well, you don't seem to be in an NE or SI quadra at this point. I don't think that you're beta because you're not very.
Yep. I do not like loud people.
You mean a lot of people in beta?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
I'm clearly not beta. I can say that, sure.
yeah, sure. That's definitely true. I would say that you're probably a gamma extrovert.
So, and SCE does not make any sense for me.
Well, you have explained being at least somewhat interested in character judgments of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that you're a gamma. Um, SE is probably not what type you are, but we'll see what other people think. Um,
I mean,
I
LIE. Do you think that's most likely?
I could see LIE, or I could see possibly LSE, or I could see like a TE ego introverted type, possibly out of the gamma and delta quadras. But I'm leaning toward gamma for you. So
Okay.
we should see what other people think.
Okay.
All right, and all right. Well, I'm gonna stop this broadcast, and then we can talk a little bit afterwards before we hang up.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye.